Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 8th Triennial gathering of Clan Cunningham International. As you can see, we are piloting a virtual approach to this meeting in hopes it will make it possible for more of our members to participate. As you can see from your agenda, our meeting is organized into two parts. Part one will be more focused on the work of CCI, as well as presentations from our honored guests. Part two will be our official triennial meeting. There will be a short break between part one and part two. Just some meeting norms before we begin. All microphones will be muted unless you are asked to unmute to speak. That applies mainly to our guest speakers. If at any point you have a question for any of the presenters, you may type the question in the chat section, which you can find the button for at the bottom of your screen. At the appropriate times, our moderator will share those questions with the presenters and answers will be provided. Let us begin. It is my great honor to introduce our first guest. This esteemed gentleman was named Lord Lyon, King of Arms, by Queen Elizabeth II in 2014. He serves as the judge of the Lyon Court in Scotland. We first met him at our 2019 triennial gathering at Caprington Castle, where he assisted us in the official recognition of our chief, Sir John Christopher Fogo Montgomery Cunningham. He kindly accepted our invitation to join us here today. With no further ado, I am pleased to introduce the Right Honourable Lord Lyon, King of Arms, Dr. Joseph J. Morrow.
Well, Cheryl, I hope everyone can hear me, and thank you for that very kind introduction. I was very keen to come back and address you again, particularly as I'd met so many of you down in Ayrshire at the last triennial that I was able to attend. And it was so wonderful to be able to keep up all of the different connections that hold us together from different parts of the world. It's my privilege and a great honour to be able to address you at this by way of introduction at this 8th triennial meeting. The Clan Cunningham has a rich and varied Scottish tradition, and it's one that's valued and held very greatly within the history of Scotland, being primarily a lowland family and clan, but also with the established connections with actually all of the history of Scotland itself when it was in most turmoil. And yet now we don't actually hold to the turmoil and the allegiances of old. We hold to what I believe to be some superb Scottish values of kinship and improving one's life. And that's what we come to celebrate today. It's a wonderful thing indeed. I am impressed regularly by hearing bits and pieces of your work, and I hear about it in the strangest situations. I was in Melbourne, Australia last year at the Melbourne Highland Festival, and there, what was the conversation? Someone was on at great length about the work done for the Glencairn Isle. So all of this becomes international rather than just from your own group. And I want to say thank you to you all for that international component, and make it clear to you that the work that you do for Clan Cunningham is recognised worldwide, not just amongst yourselves. And that's something very, very special indeed. And of course, I would encourage you greatly to keep up with your scholarship programme, to be able to promote Scottish history from the young particularly is one of the greatest values that we can hold up as part and parcel of actually what we do in terms of celebration of our Scottish history and our Scottish heritage. Since we last met, I don't think I've actually probably slept a week in my own bed on the basis that there's been so much going on after the death of the dear Queen. the whole activity that ran for almost 18-month period continued to kind of occupy and fill my life greatly. But one of the great honours for me was to be able to design and resurrect and implement by way of ceremony the presentation of the royal honours of Scotland to our new king and our new queen. And while some of you were obviously not there in person, it was recorded and available for people to look at. And those royal honours were something that are about the people of Scotland, not just about the king being recognised as king in Scotland, but the people of Scotland. And one of the new innovations that I brought into the ceremony was that the royal honours themselves were presented to the king and queen by people from every aspect of Scottish life. So, of course, we had the Duke of Hamilton there carrying the crown, but we also had a young naval officer come along with him to establish the kind of youth aspect of Scottish society. We had an older friend of mine who's in his late 80s present the actual sword. He couldn't carry the new sword. I don't know if you've seen the new sword, but I'll tell you a little bit about that later. It's absolutely massive. But he did walk in and escort the sword in. And 100 people from different aspects of Scottish life walked from the Castle of Edinburgh to St Giles in what we referred to as the People's Procession. So I believe what you continue in the work that you do is part of the People's Procession of Scotland. The difference in understanding, for example, of the monarch or even that of a chief is that a chief or the monarch is not in charge of the country. He actually presides and loves and is beloved by, if we get the relationship right, the people themselves. So it's the people that do the driving of the understanding of monarchy within Scotland and also the understanding of chiefship. There's little place today for anyone who wants to kind of govern in a way which is actually overpowering or actually doesn't allow the people to understand and become with them. And I think that's one of the great strengths of the clan movement in Scotland, that you're able to follow the understanding that under leadership, it's the people of the clan and the people of Scotland and beyond that makes all of the difference. So it's been a very busy time for me. I'm looking forward to trying to meet as many people in the next few years, partly because, and this is not a threat, I can't keep going on forever. I'm getting very old, getting older on a day-to-day basis, as most of us are. And I've got at least 3, if not 4, younger people in the background snapping at my heels to become the Lord Lyon. And I think that one of the best things you can do, and this is a bit of advice to your council, is to make sure you've got a clear succession to be able to move forward. It doesn't mean that you disappear. What it means is, in fact, is you allow the new people to come up, and you can castigate me anytime you want if you hear me say it wasn't like that in my day, because we need to move on from these things. If I ever get to that stage, I'll be happy to actually step down and say, I'm saying no more. We need to embrace the next generation, move them forward, celebrate the values that we've got, and keep at the height of all that we do what we hold dear, which is a concept of community and kinship that's absolutely superb. And that's what your clan represents to me. I know that your chief has been less than active, and that's for the right reasons. But I'm pretty sure as well that his heart is in the right place. So for me, it's a joy, a delight, and an honour to say to you, well done. Keep the work up, and thank you for all that you do for keeping the flag of Scotland going. We're in the absolute best of weather here at the moment. It's about 28 degrees, 30 degrees, which is highly unusual for us. And I'm sitting in my home, which is in Angus, the county of Angus, and the birthplace of Scotland, almost within stone's throwing distance of Arbroath Abbey, where the Declaration of Scotland was signed. And that's why we refer to our county as the birthplace of Scotland. But you are the people of Scotland in the broadest sense throughout the world who keep everything going in terms of our traditions, our culture, and our values. So thank you. I've been given a very special job to do today in concluding with my thanks to you all and wishing you all well at this meeting. And that's to actually to say thank you to someone. The Clansman Award is awarded annually for outstanding service to the clan. And since the last gathering, in 2025, the recipient was Cheryl Cunningham, and she's with us today. She gave us that beautiful introduction to us. And I want to stress that, Cheryl, that this award that you've received is for outstanding service and leadership. And I believe those are tied together, and I'm sure you do as well. Leadership is about service. It can never, and service is about leadership. They're not separate things. You can't be a leader without serving, and you can't serve without being a leader. But your service has been outstanding. And you've served in various positions of leadership for the clan. And in the last 6 years, you've been president. Well done and congratulations. And we're grateful for your service. And I'm told, and this is one of the disadvantages of being online, is that you will receive a memento very shortly to mark that service. And I'm sure you won't need that, because if you've done that service, the memento is actually there in what you've done. And of course, you've missed out, Cheryl, missed out in a big way, because I'm not a hugger, but you would have got a hug from the Lord Lyon today to say thank you for your service, your outstanding service. And I want you, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish this introduction, to say well done, congratulations, and God be with you, Cheryl, in the years to come for your service.
Thank you so much. I didn't know you were going to be the one presenting that.
Well,
Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
You would have got a hug. You would have got a hug.
We'll just do a virtual hug.
That's it. Next time. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'm going to stay in for a wee bit longer. It's a Saturday night here and I've got to go and attend something else, but I could not be more pleased to be with you. Keep up the good work and I hope to see some of you at the games in next years or so. Thank you.
Thank you so much.